Hello, my name is Jennifer and welcome to my tutorial on how to move your Sims or how to split up your Sims households. To start with, I'm just going to go over how to move the Sim because that is actually the simplest thing to do. You go into your phone menu and you can check Move Household. Now this will move the entire household to wherever you choose to have them move to. And it brings you up to the world screen where you can get to the Manage Household menu. They are currently in this house and it says that's their current residence. It has this many funds that they have, and these two houses have people in it and nothing else is in this world. So then you could go and move to any of the worlds. They pull them up and you can pick any home that you might like. It looks like almost all of them have people in them. That one is one that they could move to. It's within their price range. This one has someone in there, but is also over their price range according to this. So we're gonna go. I'm not actually going to move them. I'm just sort of going through the the mechanics and doing it. So then you can go in here and you can choose to keep your furniture, which will keep everything that's on your lot and anything that's in your household inventory, and it'll put it into your family's household inventory when they get to their new lot. Or you can sell your furniture. Now anything that you have in your household inventory will keep. You will keep that and you'll just sell everything on the lot. It'll stay with the house. Now, and then on the other side, you can either buy the place unfurnished, furnished, or you could bulldoze the lot, in which case it's not going to be expensive. It'll just be whatever the price of the lot is. Now, I don't actually want to move, but what this does is it has you move the entire family into the new lot, and I don't actually want to do that, so I'm going to just close it. And you can go to any of the worlds that you have that are available to you. So that's one of the nice things with Sims 4 is that any new world that you get that is a residential world, you can move into whenever you want your Sims to move into them. So if a new world comes with an expansion pack or a game pack, they don't come with stuff packs usually, or they haven't in the past. I wouldn't expect one because they're pretty big. Then you can move your Sims to the new world and they retain their connections with everybody and all of that fun stuff. But I don't actually want to move, so I'm going to close that. So another thing you may want to do when you're trying to move your Sims is you may want to keep their house that they're living in. So in that case, what you can do is you can go into the build mode, and I'm just looking here at the details. You go here into save to my library, and then you would save the entire lot. And you can write a description in there, put how many bedrooms and bathrooms there are, and then you would just save the lot to your library. Now this only saves it to your library. If you want to share it on the gallery, you would then go and say share the lot to the gallery, which you can just share it to the gallery and not share it to save it to your library. You can just go right to that. I don't want to do that, but one thing I would suggest is if you are trying to move your entire house into your library because you want to put it on a lot in another world, i.e. they're currently in Newcrest and say they want it to move to Oasis Springs, and I'd have to put it either on a 50 by 40 lot. It could go on a 50 by 50 because it's bigger. If you go on a smaller lot, then you might lose some things on your lot. It depends on the footprint of what's on your house because you can only place sort of what fits there. But if you actually had a smaller house and it didn't take the full footprint, you can place it on a smaller lot and you won't lose anything. But one thing I just wanted to go over with that is that if you have anything in your house that your Sims have upgraded, say perhaps they've upgraded this shower, if you want to save that the upgrade, you need to put that into your family inventory. Upgrades to items don't save when you save the lot to your library, which is your tray folder, or to the gallery. Only they go up as if they had no upgrades. And same if you have, say, something like a rocket ship and you have built the rocket ship, it will not transfer built to your library or to the gallery either way. So if you have those items, upgraded items or something like a rocket ship, and you want to maintain the upgrades or the fact that it was built or built and upgraded, you need to grab that item, like say I'll do that right now, and you need to place it in your inventory because there's no point putting it on. I mean, it's different if you're saving it to the gallery because you want to save a completed house, but if you're doing it just for yourself, that you want your Sims to have the upgraded items, I would suggest doing this. And then you save your lot, and then you can place it on the other end. And then when you move your Sims into the other spot, you can place the things that you have upgraded or built, whatever, on the lot when you get there. But keep in mind that when you put it up to your library or the gallery, everything goes back to their full value and you lose the depreciation. So when you do move your Sims to the same house in a different world, they will lose money. So one way around that is just make a note of how much money they had before and then just put them back using cheats. Or you just say, well, that's the cost of moving. But I actually am not going to do that because I'm not actually moving. I just wanted to explain how you do that. Now, the other and final thing that I'm going to go over is how to split up the household, how to move people out of a household, because right now, say we don't want the whole household to move, but right now with this family, the young lady here, Alicia, is our Sim, Tina's younger teen sister. So she wants to move out. Now we have a choice where we can either move her back to her family or we can move her out on her own. So to do that, you need to go into Manage Worlds, and you can save, but I've already saved just recently, just before, so I'm just going to go to Manage Worlds, and I'll see you when I get to the other side. So we're at the Manage Worlds screen. So what you want to go in here is you want to go into Manage Households. And you'll see that I do have a few households that I can manage because we have both of their families are here. So this is the household that I am in, and what I want to do is you want to go to transfer Sims between households, and that's what I'm pulling up. So I want to move out Alicia. Now one thing is that teens can now move out on their own, and they could do that since the pre-parenthood game pack. They have made it such that you can actually move them into their own household. Before that you had to move them into another household, and then you would have to like delete, or you could kill the young adult or older in the household. But you no longer have to do that. You can just put them in their own household right off the bat. You have been able to create teen Sims for a very long time on their own, but when the game first came out in 2014, that was not possible. But now it is possible. But they could always live on their own. It's just that you had to kill the older person in the house so that they could be left on their own. But now you don't have to. You have been able to create their households on their own for a very long time. You've been able to move them out and then say just, create a random Sim and then delete them once they get into their own spot. But now it's very simple. You just go in and you select a household. You're going to automatically get 20,000 simoleons for a one Sim household, and then you can put them over there, and she's going to be in her own household like that. That's another way. If you don't actually, say you're on console and you don't want to use cheats, I would think this would work. You can have two people in a household, move one out, get them their 20,000. When you move the Sims back in, it adds that money that they have, and anything they have goes into your household, and you can move them out again and back and forth, and that would be a way to get money that wouldn't affect the achievements at all. But I usually, when I move them out and move them back in, I tend to play a rags to riches type method, and so I tend to actually remove any money that they bring with them. But anyways, so then they've created a new household, and so she now shows up as not in the world, but she's in the played households, which is what this heart does. But you can also go see the my households have the blue heart, and the other households have the unfilled heart. So you can move them back and forth between by selecting it and either making it, and they go back and forth. So that's one way. And so they have the maximum sim count, and for this particular save I have it at 80. You can increase it to 150, 200, which is the max recommended, and unlimited. And you can start having problems in your game if you have too many under this maximum sim count. And the maximum sim count is essentially the number of Sims under your My Households screen. So further to that, the fact that you have My Households and other households, that can have some bearing on when you go into your options menu and you're choosing your game options and your gameplay, and you want to look at your auto aging. Right now I have it off altogether. So you have played Sims, which is the hearted household. So you can either say yes, no, or you can only have your active household have aging on, which would be whoever you're currently playing, and no one else would age of your played sims, and then they have a separate setting for auto age for unplayed sims, which is all the other households that you're not playing on. And because I have it off for both of them, the sim lifespan is grayed out. But if I was to put it on for anyone, then you can have short, normal, and long as your options there. So I'm going to leave it as it is. Now, one thing to note is that if you have sims that you're playing in multiple households and you leave the one household with the family is, say, they're pregnant, babies will be born regardless of whether you have aging on or not, because that is something that happens without aging being on, even in your active household. So it'll happen anywhere. So aging has no impact on whether babies are born, but aging has an impact on whether they will age up and go to the next tiers, like the toddler and so on and so on. But that was just sort of a final little note that I wanted to go over with respect to aging. And I just thought I would touch on that briefly because of the fact that I had showed you the played versus the unplayed households and how that impacts onto that aging screen. But that's how you move out a sim into another household. I could also, I'll go back into Manage Worlds. I could take her and I can transfer her back into her parents' house, which is right here. So I can select her there and then move her into her house, and then you'll see, I'll do that. You'll see that their money will have gone up, because if I look at where they are, and you select them, their money is higher because I did that, which doesn't really matter. They're not actually a household I really play with, so it's not. But that sort of shows you how you can easily get some extra money by moving a sim out and back in again. But that is going to be it for this tutorial on essentially how to move your sims and how to split up your households, and also how aging impacts on played, unplayed, and your active versus your non-active households. Thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye! This has been Jennifer. If you have any comments or suggestions, please leave them below. I'd love to see them. If you like the video, please leave a like. And if you'd like to see more videos of challenge, let's plays, tutorials, and occasional speed builds, please subscribe if you haven't already done so. Thanks very much.